Hey guys, welcome back. So this article here is for all my iPhone lovers, Apple iPhone lovers. We got some updates on the iPhone 15 Pro. It looks like there were some last minute changes, some last minute decision making that had to be readjusted. Basically, it looks like Apple was promising to get solid state buttons. They were going to ditch traditional mechanical buttons, and that was going to be one of the biggest features for this phone when it comes out. Looks like they've decided to go back on that. Looks like there were some technical issues, so looks like that's not really happening unless something new comes out where they're going to move forward with that. So the article was telling us that the multiple reports had said that the high-end phone 15 model would feature a new unified solid-state volume button with a taptic engine to simulate the feeling of physical click. Leaked images also suggested that the phones were going to ditch the volume up and down buttons for solid-state services. So 9 to 5 Mac reports that Haitong Tech analyst Jeff Pugh, who has mixed track record, has stated that he has heard of sources familiar with Apple's supply chain that the 15 Pro will probably stick with physical buttons. That's because the solid state buttons would require 3 new haptics engines inside the iPhone 15 Pro, and this will complicate the design. So apparently Apple needs time to manufacture the required parts, so they are more likely going to just launch it next year on next year's iPhones instead of this year. It says that there were unresolved issues have popped up before mass production, forcing Apple to abandon its plans to equip the 15 Pro and Pro Max Ultra with solid-state buttons. The move is said to negatively impact suppliers Sirius, Logic, and AAC Technologies, who are expected to provide the controller IC and Taptic engine, respectively. Okay, all right. Well, listen, better to wait, get it right, than rush and get it wrong. And I think most of you, if not all of you, would agree. You're going to be spending a lot of money on this phone, and if you're going to be buying it for that feature and for those features, the solid state buttons, other than traditional, and then you get it, it's launched, and it's poor, what's the point, right? So I'd say, good job on them. And I think that's the conclusion they came to. We're not going to be able to do it successfully. So why should we rush this? Let's take our time. Let's do it right. After all, we're Apple, right? We're the biggest, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, phone manufacturing supply chain, right? So, the iPhones are getting more and more expensive. So if they're expecting people to spend that kind of money based on a specific feature that they're promising, yeah, they got to get it right. So I think that's a good move. And you know what? Me personally, I won't buy it because it's just too much money for me. But for those of you that have to have this phone, you get the newest iPhone every year or every other year. And, I think they're doing you justice by waiting. Do it the right way and, get better results. Have happier people, walking around with your devices. This leads to further purchasing, right? If they launch this poorly and you spend all that money, you may get tired of them. You may say, you know what, I'm done with Apple. I'm done with false promises. I'm going to Android. So I think this is smart. Take a step back, reevaluate, get it right, and then launch it. So part of the thing with this as well is that the article went on to say how there's issues with the design, which is why they can't get it to work. It's because they're trying to get the phone thinner with curvier edges and less bezels. So of course they're adding on a USB-C port, so that's going to be nice. And I'm glad they implemented that. It's only fair. It's only fair. You shouldn't have to keep spending, additional money on the lightning cable when your other Apple devices don't require it. So that's good too. But so I think that's smart. I'm interested to see what the phone looks like when it's actually launched. Like I said, I'm personally not a big iPhone fan. I'm more of an Android guy, but that's just me. However, I'm really curious to see what it'll be like. They have pictures, of course, this is what it's expected to look like. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, guys, I'll leave a link for the article in the description. Be sure to share, like, comment, subscribe. And as always, I want to thank you for tuning in. Be well, and bye for now.